a real player. You can put me on the roster. All about my T's, I ain't worried about the pasta. Baby, nine on the roster. They a hater up. Might as well come burn like a feather. Scream in the rain. Dixon like the weather. Third rim of cup. Can't go without my medal. Flow so quick. Like a big bag of pepper. Where is the letter? All these know suckers. You know the money talk. You can ask Chris Tucker. I'm a country boy.
All right, look for the side action. Episode 8 of season 8. My name is Jim Weglars, aka Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspool on X and on Instagram.
And I'm Coop. I am back in the flesh. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe. Check us out on TikTok because that's where all the kids are these days. I know it's Jim's baby.
Side Action Pod on X, but that's inflammatory. And Side Action Podcast on Instagram. So how was your trip? You're a Spaniard now. Did you drink a lot of Spanish wine and have?
No, I did have some Spanish whiskey though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Not too bad. I flew into Madrid.
What was the brand name?
Man,
it's okay.
I honestly can't remember. If you showed me a picture, I could tell you if that was it or not. Yeah, but I learned that they pour whiskey a little bit. They don't offer shots like they do here in America. They let you pour your own whiskey when you ask for whiskey on the rocks. So, literally, yeah. So Friday night I had probably 20 to 24 ounces of whiskey of like 4 or 5 different types of whiskey.
What? That's a lot of whiskey.
Yeah. I was enjoying my time when in Rome. So, no, the food was great.
Okay.
I have depression now because our coffee sucks compared to what the Spanish coffee is. So. That's my big thing. But no, it's cool. I got to see all the operations, got to meet a bunch of people that I emailed pretty regularly and had no idea if they were real or not. So can confirm I don't work with a bunch of robots, so that's good.
Okay.
But yeah, no, good time. First time traveling out of the country.
Practice some Spanish?
Yeah, see.
Oh, so it's the first time you flew out of the country. That's exciting. So you go through immigration and all that stuff,
Yeah. And I think
They didn't stop you and pat you down or anything. You were good getting through.
No, I wish they would have. I wouldn't have minded that though. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't mind a good cavity search,
Sure.
Make sure it's still working.
Yep. We gotcha. Exciting. So.
Yeah. What about you? I did watch last week's episode. So good job taking the U.S. Ryder Cup team to the shed because I was right there with you. Yeah.
They almost came back, but BS. They just waited too long. Thank you. Yeah, it was a cool week. Lots happened. Had the happy hour on Friday. We had a really good turnout this time. So kudos to everybody who showed up. Luke did not show up. And then I golfed. We golfed at Olympia Fields, and I told you the sadness. Maybe I did. Did I tell you the whole story about this?
You didn't tell me the whole story, but I know the end result. There was a flat tire involved.
Stanford picked me up in his Porsche, and super nice. He's refurbished it. It's really nice. We're talking about it as we're driving on Lakeshore Drive. I don't know. Must have hit some bumps or something. We had a flat by the Soldier Field, and he didn't have really good tools in the car because it's like a tiny little trunk. So his wife Mary had to drive out, and he's like, "You gotta go," and it took like a $70 Uber to get there. It's hilarious. So he did not get to play. It turned out he had a screw in the. It was a slow leak, and then it was probably accelerated by hitting some bumps on Lakeshore. So he missed out. But yeah, Art's buddy Randy played. It was great. A beautiful day. 80, 84 degrees. And, the Jimmy Legs roller coaster, baby, like snowman on 1, bogey on 2, par on 3, right? Nice. Snowman. Like, it was like, obviously, if I had a decent drive, that always helps there. It's a lot of trees. Did end up, I went over 100. It was 103, I think was the final score. But I think I played pretty good on the back, more consistent, not the up-downs.
Yeah.
And, Art's buddy Randy's a pretty good ball player. He's not as good as you probably, but like he can hit the balls consistent. And just had some really good shots, man. Like that par. It was one of the harder. You played there before. It was one of those holes. You played the North Course before, where you have to kind of. I think it's the third hole where there's like a creek, and then it's an uphill green, like across the creek. I hit it within like 3 feet, 2 feet.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because it's like a false front, I think, that hole. Yeah.
Man, it was awesome. And then on the other par I got a couple pars. Though I told you about the 230-yard par 3, which I just hit a 3-wood on the screws, and it was like I was still 40 feet away, but I got it within like, a couple inches for the par. And then the other par was, again, just a great shot. Like I got, you know what I mean? Like I had like a couple great holes, but other than that, it was like, oh, there's an under the tree again. Let me punch out. So it's one of those courses you can't, even if from the whites, I think it's 64 or 6,500 yards. I mean, you got to have, basically you have to have, 2 or 3 solid shots in order to get it done. But yeah, beautiful course.
Oh, yeah.
Dana's birthday was really fun. Stayed out a little late, which happens. And then I got up really early for my nephew's, his friend was on this walk. It's like brain cancer at like 7:30. So I kind of just did nothing in the afternoon. I was going to do something. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should chill out because Jimmy Wags needs a rest. And but went back to the casino a couple times. I went late night on Friday and rolled great. I won like $500 on my roll. And then one day I went. It was funny because I'm like, yeah, get some money. Let me go back again. I got there. First roll, dude, awesome. Like the guy. So this is weird about craps. When you have your shot, you're gonna do your shot. You can technically pass it mid-roll. So let's say the point's the 4, right? And you don't like it. You don't feel good about it. You can pass the dice to the next guy, and they have your shot on that point.
Really?
It's only happened a couple of times that I've seen, and it's weird. I'm like, why wouldn't you just keep shooting? This dude got the dice. Thank God it was an 8, by the way, not a 4. He ended up getting 4 points on his roll. Great. And then guess what?
Does somebody have to leave? I was going to say, the person have to. The only thing I can think of is like the person's got to like leave for whatever reason in the middle of the roll.
It happened to me once, and a guy passed the dice to me. I didn't even know what was happening. He got mad at the dealers or something about placing some bet. He didn't crap out yet. It was like his 3rd roll, and he was like, okay. He's like, no, I'm done. I'm passing. And they're like, it's your shot. I'm like, what do you mean it's my shot? Like that was the first time I ever saw it. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't know you knew that either. This is news to me.
Yeah, this time dude rolled 4 points like there, and then he got his own shot because obviously it's like he doesn't have to pass dice because it's his turn.
Yeah.
And then he got 5 points. So I won another $500, $600 after that time. I'm like, I'm out of here, guys.
Nice.
I don't need to see anything else. Let me just leave.
Yeah.
And made an ill-advised bet on, what's his name, Hunter for the first touchdown pass. So no fun money on that one, but who cares? It was worth a shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. There you have
it. There
it
is.
So, all right, dude. Well, let's get into the pod. We got who we taking to the shed this week. You did get home on Saturday, but I guess you're in the air when this happened. I like your selection for the shed.
Yeah, I got to see like the last half of this, but I'm taking Penn State to the shed. James Franklin, Penn State, basically the whole king caboodle. They had to like drive. I don't know if you remember if you heard this story. They had to drive like an hour and a half because the tarmac was not big enough for them to take off.
Oh,
because with the plane, so they had to drive an hour and a half to then get on the plane to fly out. Something to do with the size of the tarmac is not big enough for the size of plane that was required to travel across the country, but. They lost their 2nd straight game. They got beat by UCLA 42-37. Penn State was number 2 ranked team in the country heading into the season. Wags, I don't know if you knew this or not, but UCLA had not led for a single second of their whole season until this game.
I knew they were 0-4, and I knew they weren't good. So,
they had been outscored 125-57 entering this game and not led at any point in time in their season. And they beat Penn State at home. Nico, your guy, Nico. Oh man, I'm gonna fuck this up. Imalavi. No, I'm already screwing it up. Anyway, Nico had it. Yeah. When I hear it, I can say it, but I can't just produce it. Anyway, but yeah, in the bin, in the shed. Yeah. See you later, Penn State. Championship hopes gone. They're not even in the top 25 anymore. That's gone. Drew Aller. His NFL prospects are dying in front of our very eyes. All around.
They didn't quite make the shed yet, but the Longhorns too, right? This team can't. And again, This is the first year. I mean, Clemson started off like crap too. Maybe they're just wrong about the preseason. Maybe with the transfer portal, you don't know until more like the NFL, 3-4 weeks in, you know what you got.
Yeah.
But
Steve Sarkisian has got to be thinking his lucky stars for James Franklin right now, because if it wasn't for Penn State, we would all be shitting on Texas. So
no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So I got a couple. I'll go to the team first. The Raiders. Not only did I pick them like an idiot.
Yeah, what are you doing, by the way? Only for 1 week, and you start betting on the Raiders, for Christ's sake.
You listen to people. I listen to stupid people, obviously, on different gambling venues, and everybody's hot on that team. And I guess I just stuck to my guns and like, it kind of backed us off Survivor, a little jump ahead. Like we should have. Well, he's a Colts fan. I think he just was kind of didn't want to go Colts. We obviously didn't advance with our team, but the Raiders suck. Okay, let's just put it out there. So I don't think they're very good. It's time for Geno to maybe go on the bench and let the youngin play again. And they don't get the ball to Genti enough. It's a rough watch too. They just kept turning the ball over again. So yeah, Raiders, go with Penn State. Maybe you guys can reshuffle the deck. At least the Raiders were supposed to be good, but they're just bad. And then the other one, the obvious one, is the Samari DeMarcado, who, I mean, after a week ago,
back-to-back weeks, Wagsy. Back-to-back weeks has happened.
Didn't they show the clip that he was like the Colts guy who was in the shed last week? He got out graciously and still was on the team somehow, but he didn't. I mean, he cost his team the game in maybe a more direct way. This one is like, the game's over, dude. Score the touchdown. You want to do your crazy dance? Run through the back of the end zone, flip it. So he flips it at the goal line.
Like the 1-inch line. Like he could not have gotten any closer.
28-6. Somehow, some way that flips the momentum, and all of a sudden the Titans score a touchdown. Terrible possession by the Cardinals. They drive down again. This was the craziest game, dude. It
was the craziest fourth quarter I think I've ever seen. Yeah.
The interception was a terrible throw by Cam Ward. Interception. The guy runs a couple, falls on his own, fumbles the ball. They kick it into the end zone. Touchdown Titans. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then they score a final field goal. But the other thing is, after the first touchdown, the Titans they kicked the extra point. They should have gone for 2 anyway, and then they miss it. Like, it was the biggest snowball thing, and I think it's safe to say, even though our beat was pretty bad from the Rams, this is the worst beat in Survivor history. There's no question about it.
No, none.
21-6, should have been up 28-6 with like 7 minutes to go, and you lose outright.
Yeah.
Unfathomable. Yeah. And the other thing too, I didn't put this in here. Look, Jonathan Gannon getting fined $100,000 for he just kind of slapped at him. Like, who cares? Like, this is football, dude. I remember, I understand it was 1991 when my coach slapped me in the face or something, on the sideline. That wouldn't happen anymore. But, like, this dude got fined because this idiot, he should just cut the guy. But I can't believe it.
Well, he made you into the man that you are today,
Sure.
If you don't go through that, you may not be the same person.
I could take a good slap, big meaty slap on the face, All right, well, let's go Club Dub. It's growing by the week, which is exciting. We've got teams, we've got players. Go ahead. Who's in Club Dub this week?
Well, I have to go with baseball. Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are in Club Dub. They are making their first ALCS appearance since 2017. They beat the Yankees. That was great, by the way, when Vlad did that. It was so funny when him and David Ortiz are like giving it to A-Rod and Derek Jeter on the desk. Oh, my God. Yeah. So great. All-time clip. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, please.
That's awesome.
But, Blue Jays, Canada. Hockey started. The Blue Jays are back. So Canada's on a hot streak right now. The whole country of Canada might be in Club Dub right now.
Sure.
And then I'm going to go with Angel Reese. Angel Reese is in Club Dub. She is going to be the first professional athlete to walk in the Victoria's Secret fashion show coming up. So shout out to the Chi-Town Barbie. And, you can pick worse people to be in there, I think.
I mean, she's been in the shed before, so now she's in Club Dub. She's got her own Victoria's Secret lounge.
Yeah, her and Art Murphy are definitely hanging out in the lounge. Yeah.
Don't tell Natalia. So I'm gonna we'll put the Bucks in Tampa Bay. Again, another pick probably was ill-advised in Seattle. But what a game. This team, first of all, they're 4-1. Their 4 wins all come from behind victories, and they almost came from behind in the game they lost against the Eagles. And, I mean, Baker for MVP, it's down to 8 or 9 to 1, dude. That 20 to 1 ticket's feeling really good. And Luka is the rookie of the year for offensive player, my receiver, who's awesome. He's 1 to 1 now. I mean, not to say you can't tell him. It's just we missed the boat there. But this team is, you know, I hate to say team of destiny because it's only 5 games in, but I just love the moxie. And obviously it's fouled by Baker. I remember when Baker started playing for Tampa after Brady, and he was like mixing it up. It's like, Brady was too mechanical. I'm just going to have fun. That's what the way he is, and this team plays that way. So I don't think it's sustainable, but at the same time, Bucks, have a time. I mean, you got the whole run of the roost. Have fun in Club Dub.
I'm looking here. I actually have Emeka Ibuka, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 20 to 1.
You have him? Good.
I bet it preseason. Yeah, I got it right here. I got a $5 to pay 105.
Hey, baby. That's
my
awesome,
God.
dude. 20 to 1. That's huge value.
Current me loves past me right now. I totally forgot about it. Like when you said that, I was like, I feel like we were driving somewhere, and I was like, it made like me and Lene, I think, when we went to Wisconsin. Like I watched the last Bucks preseason game, and he was like going off. Him and Tez Johnson.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's really good. Man, look at that. Man. Hell yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I love it. I love that for you. So I mean, we're Team Bucks, you know, awards trained. So let's do that.
That Miami future, by the way, looks real good right now. That Miami future, the U, yeah, with 16 to 1, it looks pretty good right now. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I hope so. You know, James Hedgerton III will be up, ready for business in January. My next person is Trevor Lawrence. You know, I've been dogging him a little bit, and actually going to this game, I didn't think they'd really win this game. But, hey, Lawrence is playing with reckless abandon. He is running a lot more under the new coach. And, look, he got a little lucky, right? I mean, I don't know if you got to see the Monday night game, but he fell on his face not once but twice. But somehow Chris Jones thought the play was over, so he stopped running, and then he runs in the end zone for the touchdown. But, hey, he finally beats Mahomes in the bugaboo game and scoring 2 rushing touchdowns in this one. Trevor Lawrence, you know, his statistically isn't doing well, but he is leading this team quite a bit. I think he has a good comfort with the coach, even though they couldn't get the high five or fist bump going early in the year. But Trevor, your hair can still – I was saying he needed to cut his hair, but now apparently we're going to keep it long. Go to Club Dub, have a good time. Maybe you can talk to Angel, and we get to the fashion show sometime.
Nice. Yeah, hang out with Joe Burrow.
Exactly. Oh, boy. Yeah, exactly. All right, so college football last week. I just covered the big games and probably
get. That's right. I took a week off. I needed it. I've been stuck in. Yeah. You're
gonna be fresh. So Cincinnati took out Iowa State. That was a big game. Now they were up 31-7, but the Cyclones roared back with 23 unanswered. But they were able to close the door on them and cover the 1.5 point spread. It did go over 55.5 in that one. UVA, I was a little wrong on this one. They actually got back-to-back big wins in the ACC. The Wahoos, this time in overtime, to beat Louisville at Louisville, and they covered the 6.5. They were the dogs in that one, and it went under the 59.5, and they win 30-27. Bama. So this was kind of actually worked out. If you have actually listened to the pod, I said maybe Vandy in the first half because you knew they weren't going to win the game. Right. It was tied 14-14. The problem was they played a second half. And whipped their ass 30-14 in the end, covering the 12.5, and it went under the 57.5. And then lastly, the Canes. You just mentioned it. They did have to hold on a little bit. The Noles put up a fight in the end, but they were up 28-3 into the fourth. I don't know how. Like the Noles were just pulling stuff out of their butt there. Got it to 28-22. I mean, in the end, they weren't going to win this game, but Canes covered the spread. I guess to the Kings of Florida now officially, right?
State title, baby. Yep. Yeah, they beat everybody. Yep.
Beat everybody, right? They didn't play Central Florida, but you know.
Yeah, or FAU or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, they didn't play Florida A&M either, but that's fine.
The Vipers. Yeah. How could I forget?
So this week we've got a lot of matchups that are interesting. We'll start with Alabama at Missouri. Alabama's on a roll. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. They're playing better. 3-point favorites on the road, 51.5-point total. This is at 11 a.m. on Saturday the 11th. Any thoughts about this game?
I think you should go back to the well and go Missouri first half again.
Okay.
Again, I think Missouri is a lot better than people think because a lot of people don't watch Missouri games for apparent reasons. But yeah, no, this offense can score. I like the over in this game too.
Okay.
Is it Pribula or something? Pribula. This is the Missouri quarterback. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's probably right there with Simpson as like the best quarterbacks in the SEC. So I think Alabama's probably the overall play here, but I think if you want to get frisky and go Missouri first half, I could get on board with that. Yeah,
they're probably a 2-point dog or 1.5. That's good. Ohio State comes to Illinois. This might be a rough one. 14.5-point spread, even though the rankings are almost that close. 14.5-point spread for Ohio State. 49.5-point total at 11 a.m. bright and early down in Champaign. Does Atlanta have any shot in this game?
No.
Just pummeled.
No, I think the difference between this year's Ohio State team and last year's Ohio State team is like last year's Ohio State team, like they knew who they were. They were an older veteran group. And I think they were just like, we're going to just play with our food and get to the playoff. And as soon as we get into the playoffs, everything will be fine. But this team is actually getting better every week.
Yeah.
Especially with Sane at quarterback. He's coming along pretty well. And I just think this is going to be an absolute boat show. Like this is going to be a tough game for Illinois. So, and Ohio State has not lost a cover yet. They're 4-0-1 against the spread this year. They're one of the best teams in the country against the spread. So take the Buckeyes, feel good about it, and have some popcorn while you're watching an ass whooping.
Exactly. Have some whatever, steak and eggs at brunch or something, as you say.
Yeah, there you go.
So we got the Red River rivalry. Oklahoma, they're 6th ranked. Texas is unranked, as we mentioned earlier. They're falling on their face. Somehow Texas is favored in this one by 1.5. 43.5-point total. And that is right, isn't it? I checked it twice. I thought that was a mistake because Texas, they're not really a home team. They play at
I got 44.5 right in front of me here.
Is that right?
So, I've got 44.5, so 43. I mean, it's depending on what book you go to.
I just meant that Texas is favored in the game.
Texas is favored. Yeah, 1.5.
I mean, Oklahoma's been playing well. Obviously, I just thought they'd be a dog and maybe they could play better. But, the Manning experiment doesn't seem to be working in Texas. And experiment. He's obviously not going to be the number one pick like we thought early in the year. So I guess you know better maybe. Why the hell they favored? Is Oklahoma have some injuries or something, or what's going on?
Yeah, we're not sure. We're still not sure if John Mateer is going to play. I think that's kind of the big bugaboo right now. Yeah, I mean, Texas is having real trouble. They can't run the ball very well. Manning's having tough time with protections. He's not looking downfield. He's not getting the offensive line adjustments right. Their offensive line definitely is not as good as it was last year, and that's very apparent. Right. Their defense is still really good, though. That's what kills me is they've got probably a top 3 defense in the country, and they just can't do anything with it. So I would probably lean Texas here just because the overall health. You don't know who's going to play quarterback at Oklahoma, and this is the perfect game for Texas to win when everybody's kind of written them off.
Yeah, they've written them off. Sure.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I hope Oklahoma wins, but my heart tells me to pick Texas.
Yeah. This is at 2:30 p.m. Central. On the 11th, the last game I highlighted, still afternoon games. Indiana's going to Oregon. So it's an early game out in Oregon, but it's 2:30 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. Oregon's a 7.5-point favorite, 55.5-point total in this one. Most people, the experts I've listened to, say Oregon is just a cut above, even though Indiana's in the top 10. They're playing really good. Signetti got a good squad, but when they face that tougher competition, like last year in the playoff, they kind of get beat around. Do you agree with that assessment? I
love Indiana this week. I love this number. Yeah, I just think Oregon's coming off that huge win at Penn State.
Sure.
And I don't know. Something is just telling me in my loins that Indiana is going to stick around and be able to make this a game. I doubt they win. I'm not going to say Indiana's going to win the football game, but I think this game is going to be a lot closer than what people are thinking it's going to be.
Yeah, 7.5. I mean, it's not
I love the 7.5. If you can get it at 8, I really love it. But I'll take 7.5 too.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We'll review your picks. That's one of them right there.
Oh yeah, that's top pick right there. I'm going to take Indiana 7.5 at Oregon. I'm going to take Michigan. They're getting 2.5 at USC. If you can get 3, I love it. I'm going to take Utah. They're -5.5, and they're hosting Arizona State. It's night game. They're playing at 9:15.
Ooh, we know that.
Yeah.
We know it. We love Utah at night.
Utah at night, and then I'm going to take Kansas State +2.5 versus TCU. They have had the season from hell, obviously, but I think Avery Johnson can still figure it out. I think TCU might be a little riding high, and I like Kansas State there. So battle the purple teams, purple people eaters.
Yeah, so Kansas State is home, so they're probably wearing the dark purple, like the purple jerseys, and then TCU might have the silver type looking jersey, and then Horned Frogs, baby, Horned Frogs. Okay, NFL Week 5, interesting week. So the Dogs bark back, and they were 8-6 this week, Coop. And one of the things about the 8-6, I always like to track the dogs that cover, or the favorites that win but don't cover. This week, 8 dogs covered the spread, and those that covered their spread won outright. Like, that's 0 favorites won and didn't cover, which is a really weird thing. It happens once or twice a week anyway, but those dogs, man, they were barking, and we talked about some unlikely ones in the Rams, and then also the Arizona, but we also didn't talk about the Patriots, which are they on my list? Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. So overs 9-5, and then this is the other thing, 10-4 road teams this week, including the international game. So maybe it's more like 9-4, but that's a huge clip. Road teams just going on the road, road warriors, baby, making it happen, including those dogs. Exciting. So we talked a little bit, and this is let's light a candle. I got a candle right here, Coop. Got a candle right here. It smells nice. Cinnamon.
You got to smell the lid, by the way. Old trick. I worked at Hallmark. You got to smell the lid. I swear. Smell
the lid?
Yeah. The lid. If you ever go to candle shops, or if you ever go out candle shopping, you don't smell the candle. You smell the lid. Yeah.
There's a fact. There's a fact.
I worked at Hallmark.
I had a Caesar's $1 chip.
Oh, nice. Secret of the pros. There you go.
Anyway, the side action entry 1 is dead because of the stupid Rams and Kyren Williams. He had a great game besides the fumble, but got punched out there. Actually, he had 2 fumbles, didn't he, in this game? No, it was another fumble.
Yeah, and it screwed me in fantasy because I lost my matchup by 2 points. So if he scores, I have Kyren Williams, I would have won. So
rough. Not to mention him his field goal, whatever, extra point. Don't even want to go there. It was a tough one. It was a tough watch. But give it to Mac Jones. He played really well. Did you hear this story about him in his body of his hotel?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? That was in L.A.?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up because I totally forgot about it.
He sees dead people, apparently. So I don't know, man. It must have given him a good luck.
Yeah, he had a better week than Mark Sanchez. We should have put him in the shit, by the way.
God.
We forgot about that.
Yeah, that was weird. We can get on that for a second. What do you think? Do you think he was roofied or something?
No, he had to be on something. Yeah, like cocaine or something. I don't know what it was.
In the alley or something.
Yeah, which by the way, who does that?
7-year-old man. I don't understand.
He beat the hell out of that guy. I don't know if you saw the pictures of that guy. That guy had.
He's going to go to jail for 5 years, right, or something.
Probably. I mean, he's definitely going to jail. Yeah. Crazy. Sorry, you're in the shed.
Strange things afoot. In this particular case, the Rams blew it, as I said, 4 different ways, lost in overtime.
Yep.
Now San Francisco's 4-1 and they control the NFC West. It's just.
And they have an easy schedule. Yeah,
they do. They really do.
I told you. Our preseason, I was like, take the Niners. They're going to win 14 games.
To win like 12 games or something. It's just, this particular game seemed like a setup, but it didn't work out. I mean, Kendrick, we also should have made it. Kendrick Bourne, 143 yards receiving, never did that in his career. Anyway, okay, next game, Vikings. They pulled one out in London town. The handicap worked, but not really. The Browns played tough again, lost the game at the end, and then they covered the number somehow. The Vikings covered the number, but. So, I mean, look, dude, I thought Gabriel, he didn't have a great completion percentage, but he hit a couple of touchdowns, didn't turn the ball over. But Justin Jefferson was just too much, man, 123 yards. And Jordan Addison made an appearance finally after coming off suspension a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Do you know since 2000 that Browns quarterbacks in their first start are 0-18? They have not won a game. Yes, that's insane. Oh, my God. Yeah. I thought they were going to win. I really did. I thought the Browns looked frisky. Judkins is a beast. That dude is an animal. If they can just make a little bit of a hole for him, he's gonna have a great season. I traded for him like 2 weeks ago in fantasy. I'm feeling real good about it.
Yeah, it's too bad they're so bad because he'd probably have a good run for Rookie of the Year offensive player too.
Yeah. No, Ibuka. No, everybody vote for Emeka Ibuka to win Rookie of the Year. Also, we should put Gronk in the shit too because he can't say his name correctly. I don't know if you saw that clip or not. Yeah.
What do you call him?
It's like, oh man, I can't even like pronounce the mispronunciation he had. Like he had like Obuku or like it was something way off. I'll have to find it. Yeah. It was terrible. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, and then the next game highlighted Broncos. They, as you said, what is it? what was the Russell line?
Here you go.
That's right.
Listen.
Mike Evans, and you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue, going for over 100
Egbegbue, yeah. Yeah, shout out to Gronk. Can't say Emeka Ibuka. Anyway.
He'll get there. I mean, he's pushing that veterans credit union.
Yeah, USAA or whatever. Yeah, let's ride, baby.
Let's ride. So Broncos, hey, we're down 17-3. No worries. The Eagles they don't play for 4 quarters. They only play for half a game or half of another, it's like 3 quarters total. They're kind of they play close to the vest and they play too close to the vest. The Broncos came back. They were just running down their throats, which I love to see. But what's the deal? Saquon got 6 carries in this football game. It was close. Obviously, Broncos win this game 21-17. I kind of give Sean Payton some credit. It was, 17-16, and they scored a touchdown. They went for 2. Like, hey, screw it. We're going for 2. Get the lead. They ended up getting a field goal to tack it on. But what's up with Saquon? Why can't 6 carries? What are we doing here?
The Eagles have an offensive coordinator issue, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Nick Sirianni, not a scheme guy. He is definitely not a scheme guy. So if he makes a bad hire as like an offensive coordinator or whatever the case may be, they're going to be in trouble. And I think that's what they're staring at. When they started 10-1 that season, that was the big problem too, is they didn't have everybody knows what this team is, and they just don't want to lean into it. They just want to keep trying to advocate for AJ Brown or do whatever. Like if that's going to be that big of a deal, they should just trade him honestly and just run the damn ball.
No question.
They're 18-0 when they have less than 25 pass attempts or something like that in the last 2.5 or 3 years. That should tell you right there what your game plan is. And until they can stop you, then why stop? Hello, what are we doing?
Yeah, just run into it. Run the triple option or whatever you got to do.
Seriously,
do it.
Turn in the Navy. Yeah, be a service academy for Christ's sake. Right. Just do it. Yeah.
So I alluded to this last game earlier, the Pats over the Bills. This was a big win. The Vrabel effect, I'm saying, is finally kind of kicking in. Because I was getting a little nervous. I'm like, I thought Vrabel was a good coach. The first couple of weeks, I'm like, get a little dicey. But I think he just has the right mindset for this team. They're starting to play harder. Getting Christian Gonzalez back is really big for that defense. Yeah. And May played really good. Drake May played well. But more importantly, the Bills, we love Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen. But if he doesn't play exemplary, this team is very average. And they end up losing this game 23-20 at home. They haven't looked good at home really in any of the games, in my opinion.
They can't stop the run, Wagsy. The Bills cannot stop the run, which is horrible news, especially once they get into playoff football, because Josh Allen's going to be sitting his ass on the sideline. He's not going to have a chance to affect the game because he's never going to be on the field. So they have a problem. They got to figure out how they're going to stop the run and make some stops on third down. I think Stephon Diggs getting healthy is a big boost for this offense too. He was incredible in his return to Buffalo. Watch out for this Patriots team. I think you should do it right now. I think you should sprinkle them to win the AFC East. I think they could win the AFC East. They have one of the easiest remaining schedules in football. They're about to go on a run. They play the Saints, the Cardinals, the Panthers. No, they played the Panthers already, but the Jets. They play a bunch of garbage teams in the next 5 or 6 weeks. So
it's not a bad call. Somebody does have them to make the playoffs already.
Nice.
Preseason. But I like that because Buffalo's pretty heavy favorite in that division.
Yeah.
If only we had phones to tell us what that number is, we should tell everybody to bet 1 second.
Yeah, and they played really well. To your point, I'll filibuster here. Hunter Henry's really good, by the way. They've got the makings of a team that could be incredibly frisky. I think there's still a back end piece or two away from being really good.
Yeah.
Or like a team that can maybe actually compete for a Super Bowl. But this team could win a wild card playoff game, in my opinion.
Patriots plus 350.
Yeah.
3.5 to 1. That's good money.
Get it on it now.
Admittedly, like, the thing is, the way it kind of works is because the Bengals have kind of fallen on their face, the Ravens have fallen on their face. We'll see if they can pick themselves up. I mean, obviously, you have the Colts and Jags are a little bit, they kind of take those places. But at some point, there's going to be other teams that are going to jump in there. And, yeah, you could have, like, just one team from, I guess it'd be the North, which is weird. It could be the Steelers. I don't know. But later in the year, we can talk about that. But, yeah, man, good call on that. Okay, so this week, week 6, we've got 2 byes, the Texans and the Vikings. That's it. The Vikings had 2 weeks over across the pond.
Yeah. First time ever.
Roll Baltimore, so now they just might as well celebrate at home. Tonight, you've got, the Eagles. We've talked about them against the Giants. Giants, this is a contest line, which is really interesting. The contest line is Eagles -7 on the road, 40.5-point total, but in the market, it's all 7.5. So a little weird. I did grab 7.5 for the Giants earlier this week. I thought it was going to actually go down. It did in the contest, but not in the regular world. So anyway, I think it's Giants or pass. I know the Eagles should get right against this team, blah, 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 but I don't know, man. I wouldn't bet on the Eagles right now.
I feel like now is the time to bet on the Eagles now that they're down and out. Like now I feel like this is the time to get in because everybody's like, what is the identity? Yeah, I think I would do it. Plus, the way to neutralize the Giants' pass rush is to run the football. So I expect a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley. Yeah, maybe a little bit of Dallas Goedert here and there. But, yeah, I expect Barkley to get the ball quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, and I think the defense is going to harass Jackson Dart. He had a rough – I don't know, we didn't talk about that game, but, I don't know if it's a record, but 5 straight possessions with turnovers. I mean, my God, that was rough. And they were winning in that game, and then all of a sudden the Saints got on the board for a win. 5 straight possessions, that was rough. So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, we should have put Spencer Rattler in Club Dub as first NFL win.
Only took him 11 tries?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, on Sunday we do have another London game. Denver's going over there with the Jets. Denver's a 7-point favorite in the contest, 43.5-point total. This is 8:30 a.m. London time. Our time. In London, it's over there, whatever it is. I like Denver, but, the Jets are going to win at some point. They're 0-5. It wasn't last week. I thought it was last week. So I don't love it. I think the Jets will probably play a little frisky, but what do you think?
I think this is the week the Jets get it done. Those London games are really weird.
They are.
They played the Bucks. That was the best game they played. I guess maybe you could probably say the first game of the year when they played the Steelers. But
they should have beat the Steelers.
I think this would be a good way. Like you had to be able to run the ball to neutralize Denver's pass rush too, and I think that could be a way for Breece Hall, Justin Fields. I expect a low-scoring game. I would take the under in this game. I think some weird stuff is going to happen. You're going to see some uncharacteristic turnovers, and this to me feels like a 17-14 game, like written all over it.
Okay, I'm not against that. It seems like they play every other week decent. So
yeah.
And the other thing is 7's a big number in the NFL in general this year. Who knows?
The Jets defense is terrible though. It's so bad. They're saying that they're playing they have the right players with the wrong scheme. And I cannot figure out for the life of me how at the NFL level a coach could be like, oh yeah, we just got to keep coaching them up. We got to how long do you go until you change the damn scheme to fit the players that you have? Like how much of an idiot are you?
As we talked about at the beginning of the season, they switched over, right? So they have Steve Wilkes as the defensive coordinator, and he doesn't necessarily even run the same scheme as the head coach would. And to your point, the Jets were always not great. They probably were overrated defensively, but they had some good players. And their old guy, Ulbrich, who's down in Atlanta's coaching the team up. So I hear you. I'm surprised Wilkes hasn't been fired yet. They've just been so bad. But
it just makes no sense.
Okay, first noon game I'm going to highlight is the Rams going to Baltimore. Now, spreads are sort of adjusting now. Rams are a favorite in this game, 7.5-point favorite on the road, 44.5-point total. Baltimore is obviously 1-4, looking horrible. They're starting Huntley this week. Is that right? Did I read that correctly, or is it Cooper Rush?
I can confirm. Give me just a second here.
Yeah, the bottom line is the Baltimore defense is atrocious. I mean, all-time worst for their team. And I don't know, the Rams, they should be able to win this game. I don't love 7.5 ever on a road team, but my God, like, can you really back Baltimore? This is Cooper saying this is the time you back Baltimore. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one thing if they got Lamar back, and I guess the number would change. But is it Huntley this week?
I do not see any other quarterback on the roster outside of Cooper Rush and Lamar Jackson.
So Cooper Rush does it again, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be Cooper Rush. I don't see any news of somebody else starting other than Cooper Rush.
I told myself at the beginning of the season if the Ravens were going to start 3-3 or 2-4, that I would bet them to win the Super Bowl then because their number is going to be better. I guess I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is because if they go to 1-5 now, because I think it buys next week. Like,
yeah,
dude,
they have a bye and then they play the Bears. Like, this is the worst case scenario for the Bears because then Lamar Jackson's going to come back and that's who they're going to play their first game back. He's going to get the Bears and he's going to shit all over us. So
it's just it's a tough spot for Baltimore. So tons of injuries. I don't love it, but I guess it's Rams or pass. I just don't love the number.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's Rams or pass. This defense is really bad right now, and they're on the field all the time because their offense. The problem was when Lamar Jackson was there, they were scoring too quickly, and now they have Cooper Rush in there, they don't score at all. So it's just pick your poison. Yeah, it's awful. It's bad. It's a bad situation. I don't want it. Yeah,
that is rough, really rough. Okay, next game, Dallas at Carolina. Carolina was a team that came back from like 14 points down, right? Or
17-0. Yep, 17-0. Get it right.
Miami.
Yeah.
Sorry, Miami. But thank you for not winning more games because the Jets need to win a couple of games for me to get that last, least wins on the year. But Dallas at Carolina. Carolina is a 3-point dog at home, 49.5 point total. I think this might be an over game, Coop. I hope. So
we'll see.
That's what happened with the Jets last week. Even though the Jets were getting crushed, they scored some late scores. I like Carolina in this game, dude.
Come on, Wigsy.
I know Dallas has a good offense. There's no question, and their defense played a little better against the Jets. Carolina's a better team at home. They're 2-0.
They're undefeated.
They're undefeated at home, baby. So I like Carolina. I understand it's not going to be a very popular side, but I still don't think Dallas' defense is that great. I mean, Dak is. If they make the playoffs, he's got a good shot at the MVP this year for sure.
Yeah. I don't think Dallas is going to give up 208 yards rushing to Rico Dowdle. So for that point, I'm taking Dallas. I'm taking a better quarterback. They got a lot of mojo going right now. Yeah. And eventually they're going to get CD Lamb back. And
of course.
They could. I mean, if they get they're like the Bengals in the NFC, basically. Like if they get a halfway decent defense, they'd be scary because they can score with anybody when CD Lamb comes back. So, but yeah, no, give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys by 10.
Ooh, wow, blowout, like it, all spread.
Is that a blowout?
What's that?
Is that a blowout? 10? 10's a blowout?
Yeah, maybe
okay.
Blowout, but
all right.
Double dig. Anyway, let's go with Arizona at Indy. Arizona obviously falling on their face at the end. Indy has been cruise control.
This is the fumble game. Did you realize that? This is the teams that don't score the ball when they should.
That's right. Indy's a 7-point favorite at home, 46.5 point total. Popular survivor pick. We'll say that out loud. We're out of it, but some people could still have the Colts and consider this one. Does Arizona bounce back or what? I mean, this team, they are confounding. If somebody put out in our little chat, if the game was 3 quarters long, they'd be undefeated, maybe a Super Bowl chance. But their 4 quarters have not been stellar.
They've lost 3 straight games at the gun, which I think is the first time in NFL history, by the way, that a team has lost 3 straight weeks on plays that expired, or lost on plays as time expired. So,
They haven't played champion yet, so.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's going to run all over them. Daniel Jones doesn't have to even do anything in this game. There's way too much bad mojo going on right now with the Cardinals. The coach is getting fined, to your point. Like, it feels like he's kind of coming to grips with maybe he might be on the way out at the end of the season, Jonathan Gannon. So, this is a battle of opposite vibes. Like, the vibes are so high in Indy, and the vibes are very low in Arizona. So, That just means Arizona's probably going to win. That's all I can.
This is a battle of former, what's his name, Philadelphia assistants, right? Gannon against
Shane Steichen.
Steichen was offensive versus defensive coordinators. They used to face each other all the time under Philadelphia. So
that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Game, Seattle at Jacksonville. A little interesting here. The market has Jacksonville as 1.5 point favorites. In the contest, it's a pick. So that's a pretty big move, anticipatory move anyway by Circa. 47.5 point total. I did like Seattle in the game. I would have preferred to get 1.5 instead of a pick, but I can still back them. I don't know. Last week was wild. I mean, the Jags blew that, not the Jags, the Seahawks blew that game as well. Like, they were up by a touchdown with like 2.5 minutes. Of course, Baker, that's way too much time for him. I just feel like the Jags they kind of pull games out of their butt, man. Like they're 4-1. They're way on top with the turnover differential. At some point, they're going to face a decent defense. Seattle didn't play great last week, but they will this week. I just like Seattle this game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I like Seattle. This is one of my 2 favorite picks of the week is Seattle. So if you can get 1.5, I love it even more. If it's a pick, I don't really care because Seattle's going to win the game regardless. But yeah, their ability to run the ball is going to, like Kenneth Walker, I feel like is going to have a good game.
Yep.
And to your point, the turnover differential, they're one of the top 2 teams in the league, and I feel like eventually that's going to regress back to the mean. And and they got a short week too. They got a short week getting ready for one of the best defenses in the league, and it's a bad spot for them in my opinion.
Emotional win, whatever. It is a long trip from Seattle to Jacksonville, so in the early window. But
I think it's the longest road trip you can do in the league, actually, is from Seattle to Jacksonville.
Tampa to Seattle is the longest. Miami to Miami to Seattle is the longest, but the season, I think it's Tampa. Tampa to Seattle last week, which was one of my handicaps. Didn't work, but but anyway. Okay, so the next game, speaking of Miami, the Chargers at Miami. The Chargers are 4-point favorites in the contest, like 3.5, 4 in the market, 43.5 point total. Look, I was on the Chargers here. I think they're not going to lose 3 in a row in my mind, but they do have injuries. Action's already told me he doesn't like that pick. I just don't like Miami. You know me. I'm Vince Dolph out, as you say. I don't know, dude. Do you think Miami can get this done and cover this number?
Yeah, I think 3.5 is a bad number. I would take Miami at 3.5, just because the offensive line for the Chargers is so banged up right now, and the only strength that Miami can argue about that defense is their pass rush between Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson. So yeah, I don't. And who's going to run the football for LA? Because that's obviously the biggest weakness against this Miami defense.
I got a call this week to run.
Yeah, I bet you did. Like, hey Jim, we need you to, Jim to Jim. Oh my God, that's electric.
Did they pick up Naeem Hines as well or something like that?
They had to have.
I mean, Vidal's in there, Haskins, these guys, these no names. I mean, Marion Hampton was in the boot. He's on IR now.
Hassan Haskins and Kamani Vidal. Those are the 2 running backs on the team right now that I can see from their depth chart. So yeah, it's just they're not going to have the offensive line nor the running backs take advantage of this defense. So I would go Miami here. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Might even go money line.
Money line. Wow. Opposite on that one, but okay. Okay. Wait, 2 more games. It's a lot in the early window again, Coop. I don't like this. So we've got Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a 5.5 point favorite at home, 38 point total, really low total. I believe the Steelers are a pretty good survivor spot, mainly because it's a horrible spot for the Browns. You got Pittsburgh coming in off the bye. Cleveland didn't take the bye off the travel spot from London. Comes in. Obviously, Dylan Gabriel played okay, but in Pittsburgh, don't love it. And they did get rid of Newsome, the cornerback, who was pretty good. There's a swap with, was that Miami?
Jacksonville.
So a little upgrade in Jacksonville, downgrade in Cleveland. Look, we know Cleveland's defensive line is awesome. 5.5 is a big number, but I can't back Cleveland in this spot. I can see that it's not a pick per se. It's in my list, but definitely a survivor spot for Steelers.
Yeah, this is 100%. This is the play of the week. It's got to be Pittsburgh or nothing. And Aaron Rodgers is used to not having time to throw the ball, so him getting rushed I don't think is really going to make that big of a difference. And yeah, I mean, rookie quarterbacks. I feel like the Steelers' defense is going to finally get their stuff together. Hopefully, that's the plan.
Yeah.
So I don't see Dylan Gabriel going into Pittsburgh and beating the Steelers. So yeah, give me the Steelers by 10.
Ooh, all right. Look at that. It's not even on your top 5. Okay, so then we've got New England going to New Orleans. New Orleans actually has a win. Exciting. That was the win that most people gave them against the Giants. New England's 3.5-point favorite on the road, 46-point total. I can understand why you back New England in this spot. I just, I don't know. Saints have played decent at home. I don't love the number, but I understand why you like it.
Yeah, I mean, Drake May. There's nothing else to say. Drake May, Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel will have this team focused and ready to go. I don't see them. I mean, literally the only reason why they're not 4-1 or 5-0 is because of a 5-turnover fluke game against the Steelers. I mean, and then they got beat by the Raiders week 1, which somebody on this podcast called. But yeah, I mean, this team could be 5-0 very easily. So
yeah, how the hell did that happen anyway? How did the Raiders win that game?
They were ready. I told you they had to take the Raiders that week. I had my loins. They bug me sometimes. They, when they're ready to talk, they really bug me.
Your loins. But I hear you. Okay, 3 o'clock windows, only a couple games. You've got Tennessee at the Raiders, humdinger of a game. Raiders are 4.5-point favorite, 41.5-point total. This is 3:05 Central. I just don't know how the Raiders can be favored by 4.5. I can't do it. I've already lost on the Raiders a couple times. I am not going to pick them again. So it's Tennessee or pass. I can see you like that game.
Yeah, same. I'd rather take Cam Ward than Geno Smith. Geno Robinson, listen to me. Geno Smith's leading the league in interceptions again. I don't see that slowing down. And plus, I think the Titans could actually play defense when they need to. I just don't know if the Raiders can.
Could this be the Titans getting on a roll? 2 in a row?
Yeah, if they have Jesus on their side again, like they have like the craziest things to happen. Do you take the over in this game? That's my real question.
Oh, is it low?
41.5.
Yeah, take the over, baby. I mean, I think the Raiders defense, Max Crosby's a beast. I wish he was on a better team. But I don't think they're that great a team defensively. And
no,
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. Yeah, I like the over there.
I mean, the Bears should have put up 40 if they could literally just score touchdowns. Like that game got me so mad because I'm like their average starting field position when they played the Raiders, it was like the Raiders' 35-yard line for the whole first half, and they only had like 10 points or whatever, or 6 points even. Like it was insane. It was so stupid. God, that game. Yeah, how they won that game, I have no idea. I didn't even deserve to. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
They blocked a field goal at the end. They got lucky.
Oh. God.
Okay, San Francisco at Tampa. Tampa's a 3-point favorite at home, 47.5-point total. I see. Well, maybe I thought this was on your list. I guess not. I don't know. Tampa. At some point, they're going to lose a game because they're coming back and they're going to lose. But hopefully, they're not down in this game. We'll see. It's Tampa or pass. They're not on my top 5.
Ooh.
But San Francisco.
I love San Fran. I had him as a pick.
Yeah.
I just don't know who's playing quarterback, and I don't know if it really matters. But yeah, I love San Fran this week. I love this game. I love this pick. I didn't want to put it in the top 5. I feel maybe a little bit better about some of the other ones, but I do love this game. I think if you could get 3.5, I love it the most. If it's at 3, I feel a little less. But yeah, 3.5. Take the Niners. Take the Niners and feel good about it.
Quarterback controversy in San Francisco?
No, they paid Purdy. They have to play him.
They paid him, yeah, but he's won 1 game, Max won 3, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cincinnati. Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year, by the way.
I think that he's been kind of slighted. He's been slighted for years. He really probably should have won one at some point. If they make it, especially if they win the NFC West, he should definitely win.
Just what he's done with Mac Jones, he should get it. Anyway, he's made Mac Jones a Pro Bowler.
Well, let's slow down, Turbo. Yeah, we have 1 great game. All right, Cincinnati at Green Bay. This is the Titanic Survivor spot. Green Bay's 14.5-point favorite, coming off their bye, 44.5-point total. Cincinnati gets the great Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco can beat Green Bay not once, but twice in the same season. Can he do it? No, I don't think so. But maybe. You never know. No, I don't think so. I think he's going to get crushed.
Yeah, that offensive line's so bad. Micah Parsons is probably going to kill him, unfortunately. Then they're going to have to go trade for like Jameis Winston or somebody else to play quarterback.
They should have done that in the first place.
Honestly, yeah. No, I don't see any hope here for the Bengals. Shout out to Jamar Chase, by the way, because he not only did he have two touchdowns last week, but he also was second on the team in tackles with 3 tackles. He finished the game. He finished the game with 3 tackles. There was somebody on the defense who had 4. But yeah, through 3 quarters, he was, or I think at halftime, he was the Bengals' leading tackler. So shout out to Jamar Chase.
Good. Browning is not good. But I think it helps T. Higgins quite a bit. Maybe even helps the running back a little bit to have Flacco to get him in the right play. But it's still going to be tough. Still going to be tough.
This is a nightmare situation. And they're on the road in Lambeau. Yeah. Yeah,
Christian Watson, it looks like he might play for this game. He's off the PUP list for Green Bay, so another weapon in the arsenal. 14.5 is a big number in the NFL, but they should win. Look, a lot of talk. We'll talk about Survivor in a minute, but some people might steer away from this game because it's, everybody's going to pick them, but maybe just want to advance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Sunday Night Football, we've got Detroit at Kansas City. Kansas City's a 2.5-point favorite in the contest, 53-point total. That's up from 51, so it's going up, 7:20 p.m. Central Time. Look, Kansas City's offense is much better than it's been. I'm excited to see some more dynamic offense, but they're a truck right now, and I wasn't on them this year, so I don't see how you can lay the points in this game. I know that Kansas City is probably not going to drop to 2-4, but Detroit's really good, and they're a good football team. So can they stop the run? Can KC stop the run? Maybe. I don't know. I like Detroit.
We'll see. KC's down to 1.5 now in the market, and its total's down to 52.5. So it's gone up to go down. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. I expect a big game from Chris Jones. I think Chris Jones better make an imprint on this game, especially after the bad look he had there on the Trevor Lawrence touchdown where he's just standing there and he's just looking around, not doing anything. I don't know. I can't see the Chiefs going 2-4. I just can't. I can't see it. But the Lions have the offense to keep the opposing quarterback on the sideline, which will beat any great offense. The best way to beat a great offense is not to let them on the field. And the Lions could do that to anybody. We saw them do it against Baltimore multiple times. 3 90-yard drives, for God's sakes.
Detroit hasn't played a great defense in a while, right?
Yeah.
Game 1 they played Green Bay. Since then, they really haven't played anybody. I'm not saying KC's great. This is an upgrade in defense is what I'm trying to say. Detroit's been taking care of some bad defenses. So that's the only handicap for KC I got.
Yeah, and Sunday night, KC at home, I'd take Kansas City here.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about it, but that's what I would do.
I understand. It's not on my top 5. It's just I'm going to watch. Here's your popcorn game. I'm just eating snacks.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, 2 Monday night games. Really weird because they're both East Coast.
Why they do this, I have no idea.
I know. Buffalo at Atlanta. Buffalo's a 4.5-point favorite on the road, 49.5-point total. This is at 6:15 Central Time. And, look, I like Atlanta in this game because I think they're a better home team and their defense is pretty good. But I understand why you would back Buffalo because Buffalo's better on the road. I don't know why. They've been better on the road this year. But 4.5 points, they're not that far apart. I think Atlanta's defense is decent enough to slow down this team. Plus, they can run the goddamn ball.
Yeah, I was going to say.
4.5.
That's what worries me is Bijan Robinson just taking over the game. And they did it against Minnesota. They could very easily do it against Buffalo. So I don't like this game. I'd stay away from it. I could see it going either way. I could see Falcons keeping it close. I could see Josh Allen just taking over the game and Buffalo scores 40, and we're talking about, oh my God, Buffalo's a wagon again, and they'd win 40-21 or something like that. So I'd stay away. I would just great Jersey matchup, by the way. I think this could be a great Jersey game. So, but yeah, it's pass for me. I wouldn't want any of it. I'd maybe take the over and just hang out and enjoy some football. Yeah.
Okay. Then at 7:15 p.m. again in the Central Time. Actually, it's in the East Coast again. So Bears are playing at Washington. Washington's a 4.5-point favorite, 49.5-point total. You recall this is the waving game, the bye-bye game, the in-sync game, if you will. I don't know. The Bears. I'm intrigued by the Bears off the bye. See if they put in some more offense. Washington played a really good game at the Chargers last week, so it's a stay away from me. I can't bet either side. I hope the Bears come out and win this one. I can't. I see you like Washington.
Yeah, I like the commies. I like the commies to get it done. Jaden Daniels is coming back. He's healthy. He looked pretty good last week. He didn't run a whole lot against Chargers, but he looked pretty mobile in the pocket. Like he's moving pretty well, is elusive again. And I'm not ready to trust the Bears yet, Wagsy. I'm just not ready to do it. So, like I said, they had no business beating the Raiders, none whatsoever. And I guess that maybe a sign of growth, because in years past they would not have won that game, and then they found a way to win that game. So maybe that is a good thing. Maybe that is growth. But I'm not ready to jump in yet. I just can't. Maybe this game will be the game that changes my mind for the rest of the season, but we'll see.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing pretty good, 15-10. I did record your picks, so you're doing quite well. Talk to us about your picks this week.
Yeah, I am going to go Seattle with 1.5 or a pick, whichever one you want. I'm going to go Tennessee plus 4.5, Washington minus the 4.5. I'm going to take New England minus 3.5, and Dallas minus 3. So you said all the dogs barked last week, so I'm gonna take some favorites this week. And
that's Action's take, by the way. He sent me like 7 favorites. I'm like, slow down. I am not doing so well. 10-18 have had some great bouncing luck, but I'm gonna take the favorites I do like. I like the Chargers. We disagreed on that one. I like Indy, but I like some dogs. I like Panthers. I like Pittsburgh as a favorite too. And then I like Carolina as a dog and Atlanta as a dog. So a little bit more of a mix, but I'm not. Your picks, I'm not against them. I mean, Dallas, I can understand that we're against each other there, but New England, Washington, makes sense. And Seattle, that number, I wish I got 1.5 in the contest. Like, that's just crap that it's pick, but I think they'll probably win that game anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so in the Survivor contest, finally we had carnage. Unfortunately, we were part of that carnage. Rams, Cardinals, Bills, and Seahawks all go down. Those were, the top 2 selections went down in the Rams and Cardinals last week, and 4 of the top 8 went down. So we're out. Prime and Alistair are still in. They took Detroit, which was smart, and they just rolled over Cincinnati. So now you've only got 25% of the original, so like 4,000 entries basically out of the original 16,000. So they have their value of their entry is like 4,000 instead of 1,000 now. So good job.
Nice. Yeah.
They're doing good. The contest, whatever. What's funny about this year is the leader's 21-4, which is solid, really solid. But the top 100, 16-9, it's actually not all that great. So we're only 6 picks back, even though we've sucked at 10-15. That Arizona flip, because we had them at 7.5. Seattle really killed us because we were looking like, hey, we're gonna be 4-1, man. We're doing great. Oops, 2-3. So yeah, that's the NFL. We've had a few of those bounce the wrong way on us, but a little bit lucky in Minnesota, so that, it kind of balances out. So we'll see what happens this week. What do you got going this weekend?
Not a whole lot. I think we're going to go to an Ice Hogs game on Saturday night, Rockford. This is their opening night, so we're going to check them out, I think. Football on Sunday, just chilling at the house. And, probably not doing a whole lot. Probably just hanging out with Linnea. That's about it.
Gone for a week, so you got to.
Yeah. I gotta just chill out, enjoy the batteries, enjoy the weather. It's finally fall weather. It's finally hoodie weather, which I'm a big fan of.
You got the hoodie on already.
Yeah, it's time. Hockey's back.
My radiator came on this morning. I was like, what's that? Oh my God, heat's on.
It was 50 degrees when I left for work this morning.
It's cool. So yeah, I got a date tonight. Going to the Green Mill. I've been there in a while. I know, blasphemy. Sorry, Thursdays. Trying to keep the weekend open because Scotty Green and I didn't put this on there. We're going to Chinatown tomorrow, get some food. We're going to go to 9 Bar. I know you're hanging out with Linnea, but you guys are welcome to join us. We're going to go out tomorrow night in Chinatown. He's never been to Chinatown. Like, he's lived in Chicago area for his whole life.
Wow. We do frequent Chinatown. That's one of our favorite places to go. Is go to Chinatown. Yeah.
So we'll tell you how the bar goes. Bar 9 is supposed to be awesome, or 9 Bar. And then Sunday, easy day, probably trip to Rivers. But there's our Pan's having a birthday. I guess you're not coming in for it, but that's happening at Hop Leaf on Saturday night.
Okay.
And then on Sunday right now, it's the Chicago Marathon. It doesn't get all the way up by me, but it'll kind of clog up the entire city till about noon, 1 o'clock. Here's a funny thing. I'm sure she's listening. I may have another date on Sunday. We'll see. This one is, I matched with her on Bumble. She's really cute and everything. And so we did a FaceTime call last night, actually through the app. We did a video call on the app. And guess where she works?
Rivers?
Yes.
Look at me go. That's awesome.
She's a blackjack and baccarat dealer.
Oh, wow.
I talked to her yesterday, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do you work at Rivers? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I go there a lot. She's like, she works the night shift. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll see you there if I'm drunk on Friday night.
Nice.
So anyway.
Match made in heaven.
Well, probably. She was like, come on, visit. I'm like, girl, if I visit, it's going to be like $500. Like, I mean, it's not like a date. Like, me spending money, like you dealing cards to me and me losing. That's not a date. So. But when you work the night shift at Rivers, apparently you get three days off. So she works Wednesday to Sunday, I guess morning, and then she's off till Wednesday again. So.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. Nice. That's funny.
I'll be in Philly next week, FYI, but I'll still be able to do it.
Okay. There it is.
All right, well, follow us on Side Action Pod, on @Action Podcast, on Instagram. Don't forget about the TikTok.
Yeah, don't do it.
Follow me at Wexpool on Instagram.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Happy betting. Yeah. Hope you find your Rivers gal, you know. Whoever's listening out there, that is so funny. That is
really good, dude.
That's
oh my
so
God.
funny.
I'm like, I'll just get this shirt. I'm like, I know you. I'm like, oh hey.
Maybe she can get you another jacket because the first one you got is just bad juju. So maybe she can give you, maybe she can give you a different Rivers jacket.
Man. I see people wearing those stupid things all the time. I'm like, don't wear it. It's a bad charm.
Oh, love you guys.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Side Action Podcast. We appreciate all of your listens and thank you for joining us. We'll see you all again next week.
Side Action Podcast, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the show hosts or guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of this podcast, and opinions of the show hosts and guests may conflict. Individuals following the advice given on the podcast accept their own risk of loss, as the Side Action Podcast, its owners, hosts, associates, or guests will not guarantee any advice given. The opinions and advice given are for entertainment purposes only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Intro credit to OTMG the Vet, Old Me versus Young Me Part 2.